You alright? You alright? What you mean, go?
These are 10 times streamers were saved by their bodyguards from fans, stalkers, and genuine life-threatening situations. From armed robberies to violent mobs, the world's biggest content creators have learned that fame comes with a dangerous price tag. Let's start with the most shocking incident that happened just months ago. October 17th, 2025, TwitchCon in San Diego. Amiru, one of Twitch's biggest streamers with nearly 2 million followers, was holding a meet and greet when a man skipped the entire line, walked straight up to her, grabbed her by the shoulders, and tried to force himself on her. The footage is absolutely terrifying to watch. This guy literally attempted to assault her in broad daylight at an official Twitch event. Her personal security guard immediately stepped in, physically removing the attacker and creating distance. But here's the twisted part. Amiru's usual bodyguard, who had previously been banned from TwitchCon for restraining a different stalker, wasn't even allowed entry to protect her. Twitch had told her she couldn't bring her own security. The company later admitted they failed both in allowing the incident to occur and in their response. Amiru herself said she didn't feel cared for or protected, even with her own security and staff present. That wasn't even Amiru's first close call. She'd dealt with a persistent stalker at a previous TwitchCon who kept following her around the venue. Her security guard had to physically restrain the guy, and for that protective action, he got permanently banned from future conventions. The irony is sickening. The person protecting her gets punished while the stalker faces no real consequences. Now we move to an incident that shows just how quickly things can turn deadly. Auden Ross was targeted in what he described as a near-death experience when someone approached him with a gun. Ross later recounted the terrifying moment. He wasn't wearing a mask, so you know they might kill me, you know? Like literally in that situation. His bodyguard's quick thinking and timing literally saved his life, intervening before the armed individual could act. This incident was the wake-up call that made Ross realize he absolutely needed professional security. The fact that the attacker wasn't even trying to hide his identity made it clear this could have ended in murder. IShowSpeed has had multiple saves during his viral tours across the globe, but two incidents stand out as particularly dangerous. During his 2024 European tour, while in Norway, Speed found himself trapped inside a store as a massive mob of fans gathered outside. The crowd was so intense and aggressive that his security guard had to physically carry him out of the building, leaving one of his shoes behind in the chaos. Speed described it as the scariest day of my life, saying his ankle was broken, fans pulled his hair out, threw water at him, and someone literally performed a WWE-style move jumping off a car onto him. The security guard's quick action to physically remove Speed from the situation prevented him from being completely overwhelmed by the mob. Later during that same European tour, the situation escalated so badly that Speed ended up hospitalized after being attacked by crowds despite his bodyguard's protection. The sheer volume of people and their aggressive behavior overwhelmed even professional security measures. This shows that sometimes even the best bodyguards can only do so much when facing hundreds of uncontrolled fans. Speed's more recent Africa tour in January 2026 provided another terrifying moment. While celebrating hitting 50 million YouTube subscribers, Speed was standing on top of his SUV with local security guards clinging to the sides. The vehicle got too close to a pickup truck in the adjacent lane, and one of the guards made contact with the other vehicle. The fallen guard immediately got back up and resumed his position while his fellow bodyguard urged the driver to keep moving. Without that quick recovery and coordination, Speed could have fallen off the moving vehicle, or the situation could have escalated into a serious traffic incident. Kai Cenat's infamous August 4th, 2023 Union Square incident in New York City became a full-scale riot that required nearly 1,000 NYPD officers, the highest response level possible. What started as an unpermitted PlayStation giveaway turned into chaos with 65 arrests, including 30 minors and 7 people injured. The most crucial moment came when Cenat needed to escape. An SUV carrying him fled the scene at high speed with fans literally clinging to the vehicle, causing several people to fall off. His security team's quick evacuation strategy prevented him from being trapped in what became a dangerous riot situation. Cenat later had to pay $55,000 in restitution and admitted he finally understood the power and influence he wielded over people. Rant's stalking situation reveals how bodyguards become essential for round-the-clock protection. Her Estonian stalker had sold everything they owned, even gave up their pet cat, and flew to Houston specifically to break into her home. She had hired armed security to guard her residence 24/7. When the stalker was caught on camera attempting to break in, Rant called police, but they allegedly declined to act. Her private security team had to handle the situation until the stalker was finally arrested on June 13th, 2022. But the nightmare wasn't over. On March 2nd, 2023, while Rant was at a boxing press conference conference, her team notified her that the same stalker was back and attempting another break-in. More recently, in March 2025, 4 suspects aged 16 to 19 broke into her home demanding cryptocurrency and pistol whipped her. Without professional security, these situations could have ended tragically. The threats aren't always from obsessed fans. On March 2nd, 2025, during their Sisathon streaming marathon at Santa Monica Pier, Valkyrie, Senna, and Emiru encountered a stream sniper who lunged toward them screaming, "I'll kill you right now." This wasn't someone seeking attention or trying to be funny. This was a direct death threat with physical aggression. The streamers immediately called for security help as the man chased them before they could cut the stream. Without security present, 3 of the biggest female streamers could have faced serious harm from someone clearly unstable and violent. N3on's spa swatting incident shows how bodyguards can become targets themselves. While N3on was streaming at a spa, someone called in a false emergency report. His bodyguard was standing outside wearing a ski mask and carrying a gun when police arrived and drew their weapons on him, placing him in handcuffs. The bodyguard remained calm and complied with officers, preventing the situation from escalating into a potentially deadly confrontation. False emergency calls have resulted in deaths before, and the bodyguard's professional handling of the situation likely saved both their lives. Even veterans like Ice Poseidon have needed security intervention. Back in 2017, he was permanently banned from Twitch after being swatted on American Airlines Flight 458 from Los Angeles to Phoenix while live streaming. Police officers removed him from the plane after landing, but having security protocols in place helped manage what could have been a much more chaotic situation involving federal aviation authorities. The financial reality behind these saves is staggering. MrBeast revealed he spends close to $1 million every month on security measures. He developed a 4-minute rule where he leaves any city within 4 minutes if a fan takes his photo and uploads it online, because staying longer creates dangerous situations. He can't even watch movies in theaters unless he buys every single ticket to prevent people from filming him the entire time. He's had multiple break-ins at his house, requiring permanent residential security. These incidents reveal a disturbing pattern in the streaming industry. As content creators reach celebrity-level fame, they face celebrity-level dangers without the institutional support systems that protect traditional entertainers. Female streamers face disproportionate threats of sexual assault and stalking. Male streamers deal with robbery attempts and violent confrontations. The anonymity of the internet combined with parasocial relationships creates uniquely dangerous situations where fans feel entitled to access creators in ways that cross every boundary. What makes these saves even more crucial is that most streamers are young adults who never expected this level of fame or danger. They started making content in their bedrooms and suddenly find themselves needing military-level security just to walk down a street. IShowSpeed's bodyguards Henry and Rudiger have become so recognizable that Rudiger has over 201,000 Instagram followers himself. These aren't just employees, they're lifelines. The streaming platforms themselves are grappling with their responsibility for creator safety. After Emiru's assault, Twitch implemented enhanced security protocols, but critics argue it's too little, too late. The platforms profit from creators taking risks and engaging directly with audiences, but when those interactions turn dangerous, the creators are often left to handle security costs themselves. Looking at these 10 incidents, a clear pattern emerges. Without professional security, several of these creators would likely be seriously injured or dead today. The cost of fame in the streaming world isn't just financial, it's measured in constant vigilance, restricted freedom, and the very real possibility that any public appearance could be your last. These bodyguards aren't just protecting entertainers, they're protecting young people whose only crime was being too successful at making content that millions of people love. The next time you see a streamer with security, remember these stories. Those aren't accessories or status symbols, they're the thin line between creators and the dangers that come with modern digital fame.